Good morning everybody, welcome to your class today. Today we'll be doing a poem, The Last Bargain by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so before we start the poem, some information. I'm sure you all know about Rabindranath Tagore. Just some information about him. He was a Bengali poet, a writer, a composer, as well as a painter. He had so many talents, yes, and one of them was writing poetry. He used to write beautiful poems, beautiful stories. And he was born on May 7th, 1861 in Kolkata. That time it was called Calcutta, now it is called Kolkata. So he was born in the month of May, 7th May 1861, and he died on 7th August 1941 in a place called Thakurbari in Kolkata. And he wrote many poems, many stories, and he also won the Nobel Prize. It's a very prestigious prize. He won the Nobel Prize in literature in 1913. He won the Nobel Prize, and after he died, his ashes were scattered in the Ganges, in the river Ganga. We call it Ganges in English. In the river Ganga, after they burnt him, after they cremated him, they threw away his ashes into the Ganges. Yes, like most Hindu people they do. But this is something about Rabindranath Tagore, and he was the youngest son. His father's name was Rabindranath Tagore, and he was the youngest son. And so we will learn about his poem, The Last Bargain. Okay, that is coming up in the videos. So please have a look, and I'm sending you the objectives as well as the question answers. Okay, so please do all that, and have a good day. Continue watching the video. So welcome back to the class. Today we'll be doing this poem, The Last Bargain by Rabindranath Tagore. I have already told you about him in my introductory video. So let us begin the poem, The Last Bargain by Rabindranath Tagore. Now first of all, we need to learn the meaning of bargain. What is a bargain? When we go out, when mommy goes out, especially when mommy goes out, not so much daddy, but mommy, when mommy goes out to do shopping, we always see all the mummies trying to bargain and the daddies all getting angry. Yes, daddies don't like to bargain, but women, they like to bargain. So bargain is talking about a commodity and asking for a lesser price for it, right? We ask for a lesser price, and then if we get it, well and good, and if we don't get it, sometimes we walk away from there, or sometimes that person calls us back, oh baido, take it, he says. That's a bargain. That means we are bargaining. So a bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work, waiting to be hired. He strikes a bargain but thinks it is worthless. He tries twice again but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatever, he is happy as never before. What is the bargain and why is it the best? This is the poem. Yes, it's about a man who's looking for work. He's waiting on the roadside, waiting to be hired by somebody to come and offer him a job. And then he gets somebody, he strikes a bargain, means he gets somebody who's offering him a job, but then he thinks it is worthless, it has no worth. He then tries twice again. He finds two more people who are willing to hire him, but he doesn't like either of those offers. He doesn't want to go with those two offers. He is not happy with what they are offering him. Finally, in the last bargain, in the last stanza, you'll come to know that he is hired. Somebody wants to hire him, but is not willing to pay anything. He is being told to work for free. And the funny thing is that he agrees to it. He agrees to work for free. Let us see what that bargain is and why is it the best that this man thought of. Why is it the best for him? Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone-paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. That's the first paragraph. So he says, this narrator says, come and hire me. He's shouting out to the people, come and hire me. I am for hire, come and hire me. While he was walking on the stone paved road, the road made of stone. Stone is placed on the road, not the tar road, but the stone road. So he is walking on the road and shouting, come and hire me. Then came along one king, sword in hand. This king had his sword in hand, and he was riding in a chariot. Chariot, you know, it's a kind of a cart driven by a horse, one horse or two horses. So this king, like as a king's chariot, you have seen in movies, in pictures, yes. So this king came there with a sword in his hand, in his chariot. He took this man's hand in his hand and said, come, I will hire you with my power. I have so much power, I can hire you. But his power counted for naught. Naught means nothing. His power was useless for this man. Even this power could not make this man work for the king. And the king quietly went away from there. He went away in his chariot. Second paragraph. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. That is your second paragraph. So in the heat of the midday, means in the afternoon, bright afternoon, where the sun is absolutely overhead and all the houses were shut with their doors closed. Their doors were all closed, and all the people who were inside their homes, because it is afternoon time and it is quite hot. So he was wandering along the crooked lanes. In lanes means here the gullies, the roads inside the main road. We have this path. In Assamese we call it path, isn't it? So he was walking along these crooked lanes, all haphazard lanes. And then an old man came up to him, an old man with his bag of gold. Remember, in the first paragraph, the king had power. Maybe not so much money, but he had more power. In the second paragraph, we have a man who came with his bag of gold. Plenty of gold he had. And he offered to help, to give a job to this man with the power of his gold. He pondered and said, he pondered means he considered or he thought about it. He thought and he said, I will hire you with my money. Come with me. I have plenty of money. I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. So he began to take out his coins one by one from his bag. It was full of gold. He began to take out one by one, but I turned away. This narrator, he walked away from there. This man who was looking for a job, and this old man was giving him money. But this fellow, he refused to work. He says no. And he turned away from there means he walked away from there. Okay, so remember that in the first paragraph, we have the king coming to him with plenty of power. In the second paragraph, we have this old man coming to him with plenty of gold. And this man who was looking for a job, desperately looking for a job, he refused both. He refused the king with his power, and he refused the old man with his gold. He refused both of them, and he continued on his way looking for. Okay, now coming to the third paragraph. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. So by now it became evening. In the first paragraph we have the morning. Second paragraph we have the midday, that is afternoon. In the third paragraph we have evening. So the whole day this man has been roaming about looking for someone to hire him. So by now it has become evening, and the garden hedge was all aflower. Garden hedge means the kind of plants growing around a garden. It's like a bera. Not actually a bera, but it's made of plants, thick plants. If you go to Shillong, you will see this kind of hedge. Thick hedge growing around the people's gardens. Was all aflower, means there were all flowers growing on this garden hedge. Yes, and from among that garden hedge a fair maid means a beautiful girl came out and said, yes, come, I will hire you with a smile. I will hire you with a smile means I will give you smiles and you will work for me. That means she was trying to hire him only by giving her smiles. First paragraph, remember, with his power. Second paragraph, with a bag of gold. And third paragraph, she's offering to give him only smiles. But then her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. What is the meaning of that? What had happened? Why did her smile pale? Her smile paled means her smile went away. She came out from among the garden, from within the garden, with a smile on her face. But now her smile paled, her smile went away and melted into tears. Tears began to come out in her eyes. Her smile turned to tears. And she went back alone into the dark. She returned from there alone without hiding this person, which means that this man had also refused to work for this beautiful maid, for this beautiful girl. Remember that maid does not mean servant here. Maid means a girl, a young girl. So he had refused to work for her, and she went back alone into the dark. Now the fourth paragraph. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. The sun glistened on the sand means the sun was shining brightly on the sand. That means where is the narrator now? He is on the beach, like you can see in the first picture. He is on the beach. Glistened means shining on the sand. And the sea waves broke waywardly. The waves were coming onto the shore. The waves were coming in. And then he saw a child sat playing with shells. A child was sitting there and playing with shells on the beach. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. And this child raised his head means he looked up at this man, and it seemed like he knew. It seemed like he knew this man. It seemed like he knew this man and said, I hire you with nothing. I have nothing to give you. I have only goodwill and cheer. I have only goodwill and cheer. I have nothing else to give you. I have only good wishes for you. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. And then in the last line, we come to know that this man had taken up this small boy's offer, this child's offer, to work for him without anything, without getting anything in return. He had offered, he had taken up this offer from this boy. That is the poem. Okay, so don't forget all the people who came offering him a job. And at last he took this child's offer, getting nothing in return. I hire you with nothing. Here it means I will give you only goodwill. I will give you only good wishes. I will only keep you happy. I cannot give you anything else. I have no power. I have no money, and I have no smiles like the other people had offered this man. So this man willingly, he took up this boy's offer. Okay, I'll be sending you the question answers also, the answers. Please copy down the answers. I'm sending you also the objectives. Please copy down the objectives first and then copy down the question answers in your copy. Okay, that's it for today. Have a good day. Bye-bye and take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye.